Hey y'all, the topic of today is what would you do if you found out that your ex has a new girlfriend? Would you crash out or would you just move on? So I think let's talk about it. I think as we walk this walk and we learn that that our spouse has or our ex-spouse has quickly moved on, how would we respond? And I think I had to look in within myself and just look at how I would respond. And so I wanted to share a couple of ideas or a couple of topics that hopefully can benefit you as you're walking this life called singleness, walking this life called divorcee. So, step one, I think you have to recognize that she's not as half as you, right? You got more going on for yourself than she does. You make more money, you have a closer walk with God. That's just who you are. You know who you are as an individual, as a woman of God. You're walking in strength and you're walking in power, and you know that God got you. Secondly, don't walk in jealousy or envy. Realize that you're better off. There's no reason to compare. There's no reason to compare how they look, what kind of car they drive, or how they're living. Just remember that you have one on top, you have one over. It means that you have a lot of things going on for yourself. You always have to look at your strengths, what you have going on, and don't compare, because God didn't make us to compare. He fearfully and wonderfully made us. So we know that God has given us beauty for our ashes. You know that God's going to turn everything around for you. So you just have to believe that you have it going on. There's no reason to compare. You had your life with that spouse, whether it was good or bad or indifferent. You did your time. Now it's time for you to move on. Third, remember that like I said, you got one up. And so if you happen to say jump, your ex spouse will jump. If you say, hey, I need for you to fix this or fix that, or can you help me with this or that, your ex will jump. And that's the type of, number one, the relationship that you have with your ex, or the type of pull that you have with your ex. Just remember that you got one up. And you might have them at the tip of your hand. And then four is like Chris Brown says, that the grass isn't greener on the other side. So you may be thinking that, he's well off, or that he's doing his own thing while you're at home sulking and everything. But just remember, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And, if God caused you to be single in this moment, love on your singleness. Learn who you are as a person, things that you can be working on as an individual. You're no longer codependent, but you're independent. You're making boss moves right now, and you're relying on God to help you during this time of singleness. Sometimes it takes one day at a time, but know that God got you, but you have to put the work in to better yourself, right? But just believe that, hey, you can do it. In singleness, you can walk this walk in singleness. Do not compare. Ain't no reason to be envy or jealousy. Just walk it out, because you need to be an example to your children, And also, you know, it's a part of growth too. It's a part of relationships and building character, you know, because it does build your character when you find out that your ex has moved on and you still, you know, learning yourself and bettering yourself. But just remember, God got you. Move on. All right. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.